New Jersey drivers. Let's talk about it. Let's just get into it because I've been thinking about this for a while and I think it needs to be said. I think somebody needs to finally stand up and say what we all know, which is that New Jersey has produced the most unhinged, psychologically damaged, emotionally volatile drivers in the history of the automobile. And I'm not saying that as an insult. I'm saying that as someone who has driven on Route 22 at 5:45 p.m. and genuinely believed I was going to die. Not in a cute way, in a I should call my mother and tell her I love her way. That's where we are. That's the baseline of driving in Jersey. And here's the thing that nobody from out of state understands. They come here, they drive on the Turnpike for 20 minutes, and they go, oh my God, New Jersey drivers are crazy. No. You saw nothing. You saw the tutorial level. You saw the free sample at Costco. You have not driven on Route 17 during Christmas shopping season, where a woman in a Cadillac Escalade will physically end your bloodline over a lane merge near Westfield Gardens State Plaza. That is a different species of driver. That is a human being who has decided that today, right now, their errands are more important than your life. And they believe it. In their bones, they believe it. Let me explain something about Jersey drivers that I think is important context. We don't have road rage. Road rage implies that at some point you were calm. Road rage implies there was a before. There is no before. We get into the car already fuming, the engine hasn't started yet, and we're already mad at someone who hasn't done anything. We're pre-gaming anger every single time. You turn the key, you check the mirrors, and you mentally prepare for warfare. That's the routine. Keys, mirrors, rage, in that order, every single day. And I know people from out of state are watching this and going, well, that's not healthy. You're right, it's not healthy. But you know what else isn't healthy? Doing the speed limit in the left lane on 78 with your hazards on because you're not sure this is the right exit. You should be put in jail immediately. You're a danger to yourself and to the fragile emotional stability of every person behind you who is now gripping the steering wheel so hard they're going to need physical therapy. Pennsylvania drivers come to Jersey and drive like they just woke up from a coma, like they're relearning what a road is. They merge onto the Turnpike the way a golden retriever enters a pool, one paw at a time, trembling, fully unsure if this was a good idea. Meanwhile, 18-wheelers are flying past at 80, and this person is doing 34 on the ramp with both hands at 10 and 2 like they're defusing a bomb. Now, let me talk about the jug handle because the jug handle is proof that New Jersey's road engineers were either geniuses or sociopaths, and I genuinely cannot tell which. For anyone who doesn't know, a jug handle is what happens when a state looks at the concept of turning left and goes, no, we're not doing that here. Instead of a left turn lane like every other civilized place on Earth, New Jersey makes you exit to the right, loop around through what feels like a side quest in a video game, cross traffic, and eventually maybe arrive at the place that was directly across the street from where you started. You were right there. You could see it. You could have thrown a rock at it. But no, you had to take a 3-minute detour through someone's neighborhood to earn the right to be there. And if you miss the jug handle, your life is over. There's no plan B. You are now a hostage of the road. You will drive forward for the next 4 miles in complete silence, white-knuckling the wheel, rethinking every decision that led you to this moment, because New Jersey does not offer U-turns. That's not a thing here. The state's official position on going backwards is you don't. Sometimes Wawa and Quick Check parking lots function as illegal U-turn stations. Half the people aren't buying anything. They just pulled in because they missed their turn and need to cut back across Route 9. The parking lot isn't a parking lot anymore. It's a tactical repositioning zone for people who refuse to accept they went the wrong way. And the circles. The traffic circles. We still have traffic circles in this state like it's 1947, and we haven't invented a better idea yet. Driving through the airport circle in Egg Harbor Township for the first time is a near-death experience. You enter and you just hope. There's no strategy. There's no right-of-way that anyone agrees on. You just gas it and pray. It's a roulette wheel made of Nissan Altimas and unresolved trauma. Every single person in that circle is making eye contact with you, and none of them are yielding. Nobody yields because yielding is a myth. It's a fairy tale they tell children in Connecticut. In Jersey, you assert. That's it. You assert your position with your vehicle and your willingness to accept consequences, and whoever flinches first is from out of state. Let's talk about the Garden State Parkway, because the Parkway is not a road. It's a belief system. It's a church, and the sermon is speed. Between exits 98 and 120, the Parkway becomes a lawless stretch of asphalt where everyone has collectively decided that the speed limit is whatever they feel in their heart. The sign says 65, but nobody is doing 65. If you are doing 65 on the Parkway, people pass you with hatred. They pass you the way a waiter clears your plate when you've been sitting too long after the check came. No eye contact or words, just a very clear message that your time here is done and you need to move on immediately. They might not look at you, but they want you to feel their disappointment because you have broken the unwritten contract. The Parkway operates on flow. You match the flow or you are the enemy. There is no middle ground. There are no neutrals on this road. You're either moving with the herd at 83 miles per hour or you're a traffic cone that somehow got a driver's license. And the Parkway doesn't care what kind of car you drive. I've seen a 2002 Honda Civic with a cracked bumper and a missing hubcap doing 90 in the left lane with absolute authority. That car had no business going that fast. Structurally, spiritually, mechanically, it should not have been doing that. But this is the Parkway. And on the Parkway, confidence is horsepower. Let me talk about Route 1 and 9 through Elizabeth and Linden, because I think it might be the ugliest stretch of road in the entire northeastern United States, and I'm including roads that go through actual landfills. This road is what happens when you let the Industrial Revolution just keep going and never clean up after it. You've got refineries on your left. You've got shipping containers stacked to the sky on your right. You've got 18-wheelers that haven't been washed since the Clinton administration merging into your lane like you're not even there, because to them, you're not. They are a 40-ton vehicle carrying chemicals with names you can't pronounce. The lanes on this road don't follow logic. They appear out of nowhere, vanish without warning, and occasionally just become a different road entirely. 1 second you're on 1 and 9, the next second you're on a completely different road, heading toward a part of Elizabeth you did not agree to visit. The split, where 1 and 9 separate, has genuinely destroyed relationships. Marriages have been tested on that stretch of highway. And I need to address the left lane thing because it's the most important cultural phenomenon in New Jersey driving. The left lane is not the passing lane in New Jersey. I know that's what they teach you in driver's ed. I know that's what the manual says. Forget the manual. The left lane in New Jersey is the I have somewhere to be and I've decided that my destination matters more than physics. People are doing 95 in the left lane and they're mad at the person in front of them doing 90. 90 miles an hour is too slow. You are going 90 miles per hour and the guy behind you in a blacked out BMW X5 is flashing his lights at you like you just insulted his family. And you know what? You kind of did. Because in Jersey, driving slow in the left lane is a personal attack. It's an act of disrespect. You might as well have walked into this man's home and told him his mother's pasta sucks. Same energy, same consequences. Let me talk about Route 22, because Route 22 is a failed experiment in civil engineering that we just kept using because nobody had the courage to admit it doesn't work. It's a highway with traffic lights. It's a local road with highway speeds. It has turns that require you to cross 4 lanes of oncoming traffic while people behind you honk like you're personally responsible for their divorce. Route 22 in Union is where insurance premiums go to die. You can be in the right lane, minding your business, driving to a Best Buy, and suddenly a man in a work van will cut across 3 lanes with no signal, no mirror check, and no fear of God because he just remembered he needs to get to the other side of the highway, and he's decided that right now, this second, is when that's happening. The blinker situation also needs to be discussed. Turn signals in New Jersey are not used to indicate where you're going. They're used as a courtesy notification that something has already happened. The turn is done. You're already in the lane. The blinker is an afterthought. It's a receipt. It's confirmation of a transaction that already took place. Some people don't use them at all, and those people are considered the most honest drivers on the road because at least they're not pretending. I also need to talk about the unofficial speed limit system because tourists don't understand this. The posted speed limit in New Jersey is not the speed limit, it's the floor. The actual speed limit is whatever the flow of traffic has collectively agreed upon through an unspoken social contract that nobody signed but everyone honors. If the sign says 55 and everyone is doing 75, then 75 is the speed limit now. That's how it works. This isn't anarchy. This is a democracy. The people have spoken with their gas pedals. And if a cop pulls you over for doing 78 and a 55, you're not mad at the cop. You're mad at yourself for being the one who got picked out of a herd of people all doing the same thing. It's like getting struck by lightning. It's random. It's unfair. And everyone around you just keeps driving like nothing happened. And finally, parking. Parking in New Jersey is not a task, it's combat. It is hand-to-hand psychological warfare conducted at 3 miles per hour. You will circle a ShopRite parking lot in Bergen County for 20 minutes on a Sunday afternoon because some woman is sitting in her running car in a spot near the entrance, not moving, not leaving, just existing in the spot like she's meditating, and you're sitting there with your blinker on, which in this context is basically planting a flag and declaring ownership of a territory she has not yet vacated. And she knows you're waiting. She can see you. She's looking right at you. And she's actively choosing to take her time because this is Jersey and nobody rushes for anybody, especially not in a parking lot. You wait or you move on. Those are your options. Welcome to the state. That's New Jersey driving, folks. It's not for everyone. It's barely for us. But we do it every single day with the enthusiasm of people who were raised on pork roll, jug handles, and the unshakable belief that wherever we're going, we should have been there 10 minutes ago. God bless this horrible, beautiful, completely insane state. I wish it well.